Survives a military ambush, Hopper's hope for freedom shatters as the safe house is raided, and Joyce and Murray are now in deeper trouble. So it ends on a mix of triumph and dread.
Max may have survived, but now Vecna has a full hard-on from Miss Wheeler's hot ass.
Hey bro, did you hear that?
Yeah, nice try, dude. You're not fooling me again.
No, seriously. It's like someone's playing a JBL speaker outside of the studio.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I hear it. Oh, yeah, what the fuck? I hear it now, dude. Is that Fetty Wap?
Oh shit, he's here!
This is the hash smoking slasher to all Dead Smoke Radio personnel. This is not a drill. We've got a 2319. I repeat, code red. Code red.
This is the Midnight Ghost. I read you loud and clear, Dead Smoke. Don't worry, the cavalry's arrived.
Shit, man, we don't have much time. These fucking Demogorgons ain't my walkie-talkie. We can't just wait around and do nothing while our staff gets absolutely slaughtered.
I don't think you're comprehending the full weight of this situation we're in right now. We're completely defenseless. If we step foot outside this room, those dealing Doug Demogorgons are gonna be on us faster than me on Miss Wheeler after she divorces Dad. We have to finish this recap, or it's gonna mark the end of Dead Smoke Radio and all of humanity as we know it.
I told you that we should have stopped at Army Surplus store on the way back to town. But no, someone's gotta get Scooby-Doo for snacks instead.
We can't recap without snacks! It's basically a cardinal sin! Look, you've seen Avengers Infinity War, right?
Of course I have, who hasn't?
You remember during the post-credits scene when Nick Fury pages Captain Marvel right before he gets dusted?
Holy shit, was that Vecna? Slasher! Slasher, what the fuck is going on?
There's only one person I know who has access to this song and high-powered explosives. Cavalry's arrived.
Did someone call for backup? I've had a hell of a time trying to reach you guys, but I think comms are down. The studio's been overrun by these freak bags and Vecna's storm is closing in. We're sitting in the eye right now, but if you guys are going to finish this recap, I suggest we do it now.
Who the hell is this guy, John Wick? I thought you said you called in the cavalry, not a dude with a rifle and smoke grenades.
I'm the Midnight Ghost, slipping through the silence and haunting the airwaves long after the living have gone to sleep. Now, let's pick up where you guys left off and finish this recap. I'll catch everyone up to speed. Listen up, Dead Smoke. Here's a recap of the last episode. Max survived Vecna's curse, for now. Eleven's powers are starting to come back. Hopper's trapped in Russian hell. And Chrissy and Fred experienced more than a nightmare in Hawkins. Eddie's blamed for everything, and the Upside Down's grip is tighter than the grip on Old Reliable. That's my M4. God damn, I fucking love this thing. This is my rifle, this is my gun. It's for killing Demogorgons, and holy shit, is it fun.
Oh great, now we've got Dr. Seuss for security. Might as well make like Oprah and start passing out death certificates like they're Bentleys.
I make Dr. Seuss look like a fucking amateur. I'm the Mona Lisa to his third grade stick figure drawing. I'm the only shot you got at getting out of here alive. I couldn't find any other staff members live. Looks like most of them died in the attack. I suggest we make it like a belt-fed machine gun and rip out of here. I can only hold off Fetty Wap's army for so long before I run out of smoke grenades, ammo, and my speaker dies. It's at 20%, so we gotta make it quick.
There's gotta be people who made it. I'm looking at cams right now and it looks like our van's still parked in the garage. If we can get there, we'll continue the review and search for any survivors along the way. I get time is of the utmost importance, so we'll make the most out of this. Let's do this, Dead Smoke.
Picking up where we left off, Mike's crew is still rolling in the pizza van like a stoner version of the A-Team. The government agent in the back of the van is bleeding out, mumbling about Nina and Owens before he finally kicks the bucket. Thanks for the cryptic message, bro. Super helpful. Will spots a car tailing them, and Lyle freaks out and whips off the road like he's in a GTA 5 police chase. Back in Hawkins, Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan raids the buyer's house, finds Eleven's letter, and starts pressing the remaining agents for answers about Eleven's current whereabouts. Out in the desert, Eleven is dragged into this top secret facility that looks like Area 51 had a baby with a fallout shelter. They call the place Project Nina, built inside of an old abandoned ICBM facility. Owen swears that it's safe. But surprise, Papa's still fucking alive. Surprise! 11 sees him and snaps. She tries to run, but she gets sedated. Meanwhile, in Russia, Hopper is getting his soul absolutely stomped out.
Fuck! 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 Oh!
They beat him to hell and toss him in a cell.
Oh, I see. So you can rhyme like Dr. Seuss, but I can't.
There's no time!
No time, but she did. No time!
Hopper's body is wrecked, his spirit is shattered, and he hits Enzo with the coldest monologue of the season. He talks about Vietnam, Agent Orange, his dead daughter, and how he's not cursed. He is the curse.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
Up in the sky, Joyce and Murray are tied up in Yuri's plane. He brags about selling them for easy cash on Russian eBay, but also states that it's for his family and his little boy, Gary.
Come on, Gary needs a new pair of shoes.
Joyce smashes open a few jars of peanut butter, cutting Murray loose. Murray turns into a karate sensei and goes full black belt Barbie on Yuri midair. Murray knocks him out, but then realizes nobody knows how to fly the plane.
We've lost engine 1. And engine 2 is no longer on fire. Buckle up, boys. Don't look dull.
This might get hairy.
The plane nosedives and they crash in the middle of nowhere.
Max sketches her nightmares out like she's a crime scene artist, and Nancy realizes the drawings are all connected to the Creel house. So of course, they break in. The whole group creeps through cobwebs and dead air. Eleven's stuck inside her own mind without being able to distinguish reality from fantasy.
What the fuck is going on?
The kids she watched die are suddenly alive again, and there's this calm, weird dude standing there like he knows something. She runs through door after door only to end up in the same rainbow room every time. Papa narrates to Eleven that Nina is named after some opera chick who buried her trauma so deep she forgot about it. So yeah, basically Eleven's mind is a haunted house right now. In the real world, Owens starts panicking because Sullivan's closing in, but inside the tank, Eleven faces her fear instead of running. She relives the pain and starts to remember who she really is.
I remember! Yeah, Bakuna!
Eddie's hiding in a boathouse praying for a break, while Jason's out there with his goon squad, convinced that the Hellfire Club summoned Satan. They find Eddie paddling across the lake, so Jason and Patrick start swimming towards him, closing in fast. Patrick hears Vecna's chimes, and then he starts floating too.
You will do. You will do. You will do. You will do.
Next thing you know, he's twisted up like Chrissy and explodes in front of everyone. Eddie falls in the lake, and Jason is left completely puzzled by whatever the fuck he just experienced. Back at the lab, Eleven wakes up. Her powers are back, and Papa's smiling like a proud psycho. Instead of running, she stays. Not because she trusts him, but because she needs to finish what he started.
Jonathan, Mike, and Will make their way to Salt Lake City to find Susie, the self-proclaimed computer genius who once helped save the world with a song.
The answer to a never-ending story.
Her house is absolute chaos. Kids running around everywhere like it's a playground, wires tangled like they're barbed, not that barb, and the hum of an ancient modem echoing through the hall. After explaining their situation, Susie agrees to help and cracks into a secure government network. With a few keystrokes and a little divine luck,
Hacker Man. He's the most powerful hacker of all time.
she She pulls up the coordinates to a secret underground facility in Ruth, Nevada, where Eleven is being held. Back in Hawkins, the police issued a statewide alert for Eddie Munson, branding him the murderous leader of the Hellfire Club. The media runs with it, and chaos spreads. Jason rallies the town during a meeting, convincing everyone that the club is behind the recent deaths, satanic rituals, curses, and all. Hopper sits with the other prisoners in a dimly lit cafeteria, staring down at their last meal. They know what's coming, the Demogorgon. As guards watch, Hopper pockets a lighter from one of them and swipes a half-empty bottle of vodka off a nearby tray. Enzo sees it and shakes his head, realizing Hopper's plan before he says a word. Meanwhile, Joyce and Murray force Yuri to lead them toward the same prison, though Murray can't help reminding Joyce that his victory in the plane fight technically makes him the pilot now.
Look at me, sure. Look at me, sure. I'm the captain now.
Yuri babbles about being a hero while secretly plotting his next payday, unaware that Murray's karate skills are itching for round 2. Dustin pieces together something terrifying and realizes the Upside Down can now be reached through gates, thin tears between worlds. When he and the others find one in the lake, out on the boat, Eddie, Robin, Nancy, and Steve float over the dark surface, scanning for signs of the gate.
You guys realize there's a gate down there? It's technically a water gate. Watergate!
Nancy and Steve share old smiles, memories of simpler days before monsters and mayhem. Under the Nevada desert, Eleven is pushed deeper into her past. Memories flood back, screams, blood, and her younger self standing alone among the fallen. She realizes it wasn't the other children who turned on her, it was her who turned on them.
What have I done?
The tension finally breaks as something stirs below Lake Hawkins. Steve dives in to investigate, because of course he does. He's yanked under, dragged, screaming into the Upside Down. Nancy jumps in after him without a second thought. Then Robin, not too far behind. Afraid of being left behind, Eddie joins the group for a dip into the Upside Down.
IHOP and Enzo are waiting for their date with the Demogorgon and bond over their mental struggles. Hopper is talking about Eleven like she's his whole reason to keep breathing. And Enzo is right there with him talking about his son. Real bro moment for two dudes about to fight a demon gorilla from another dimension. Up top, Joyce and Murray's ridiculous plan is actually working. Murray's fake Russian accent is completely on spot. Joyce is sweating bullets and trying to act like she's cool, and somehow gets a front row seat to the bloodbath. Hopper grabs a spear, wraps a rag around it, and soaks it in vodka. Like he's about to baptize this mamma jamma in flames.
I don't think that's necessary. Absolutely. You have to fireboard those mother jammers.
The gates open and the Demogorgon launches out, instantly ripping dudes in half like they're 4-ply toilet paper.
I need 4-ply, 4-ply, 4-ply when I cry.
Hopper starts panicking because his spear won't ignite. He finally gets the fire going and starts swinging like his life depends on it, because it does. Enzo tries to break open the door while Joyce and Murray are upstairs slapping buttons like they're playing whack-a-mole. The door finally opens, allowing Hopper and Enzo to slip through, narrowly escaping the Demogorgon. For now. Just as the door is about to seal off the Demogorgon, Hopper hurls the flaming spear right into his mouth and buys enough time for it to lock and hold. The next door opens and Hopper prepares for another fight, only to see Joyce standing there, waiting for him. They just stand there for a second, and they run straight into each other's arms. Back at Lake Hawkins, Steve is surrounded and outnumbered by flying demobats. Robin, Nancy, and Eddie show up, saving Steve. Steve has a full-on Ozzy Osbourne moment and tears the bat's head off. They finally escape the swarm and start the journey through the woods, hiding out and trying to catch their breath. Nancy patches up Steve while the pair confide in each other about their feelings. Nancy explains that she has a gun in her house, but when they get there, no guns. No nude furniture. No bitches. She flips through her diary and sees the last entry from November 6th, 1983, the day Will went missing. The Upside Down isn't just a copy of Hawkins, but it's stuck in the past. Dustin concludes that Vecna is not just killing people. He's tearing holes into the world for the mind flare like he's Fetty Wap's 5-star general. Lucas and Erica notice lights flickering, and on the other side, the Upside Down squad starts seeing glowing particles floating around the fixture. Eddie starts tapping SOS in Morse code using the lights, and Dustin catches it. They use Holly's light bright to communicate with the others through the Upside Down. There's a gate at every murder site, and they decide to meet at Eddie's trailer where Chrissy died. They crack open the ceiling and drop a rope made of bed sheets into the Upside Down, completely shattering the laws of physics. Robin climbs up first and lands on Eddie's nasty mattress. Eddie follows, and Nancy goes. Except instead of climbing through into the real world, she falls straight into the darkness and lands into Vecna's nightmare dimension. Her body goes limp in the Upside Down while Steve's trying to wake her up. In her mind, she's right back in the pool where Bart Barb died. Vecna makes her relive her guilt, her choices, everything that she's buried. She left Barb to die alone, and he's not letting her forget it. Meanwhile, 11 is deep in Papa's brainwashing boot camp. She's regressing, so Papa decides it's time to throw her straight into the memory of massacre. We see her back in the lab after being bullied, and Papa humiliating them by shocking two until he collapses. The weird assistant dude pulls Elle aside and warns her that the other kids are planning to kill her. He even lies and tells Papa that he's gonna let it happen because she's stronger than all of them and he can't control her. He slips her a key card and helps her escape. When they rendezvous in the basement, he explains that he's got a chip in his neck that tracks his location. 11 rips it out with her mind, not realizing that she's just unleashed Satan himself. Turns out, he's not just some random lab worker. He's number 1, the very first test subject, the original monster.
The Great Bambino!
He shows her the 001 tattoo and starts ranting about how they're the same, how Papa lied, how they can fix the world together. But when 11 sees the massacre that he caused, she's done. He tries to recruit her like some cult leader, but 11 doesn't drink the Kool-Aid and fights back. The telekinetic battle royale ensues, with 1 overpowering 11 with ease. But then she remembers everyone she's lost, everything she survived, and finds her strength again. 11 hulks out and launches him across the lab. The walls behind him rip open like a storm and 1 is sucked through it. He gets struck by lightning, melting his skin right off, and the first gate is created to the upside down. Meanwhile, Nancy is still trapped in Vecna's mind, watching everything unfold. She sees young Henry Krill torturing animals, killing his family, and Brenner finding him and turning him into his prize creation. That's when it all clicks. Henry Krill, the orderly Vecna, number 1. They're all the same person. He's the start of everything. The virus that infected Hawkins from day 1.
He was number 1.
All right, we've almost made it to the garage. Still no sign of any survivors. Let's keep pushing through and get to the van.
This episode picks up right where it left off, showing 11 looking at the portal that she just forced 001 into. The portal closes, and Papa is close behind her after he enters the room, thinking that she's the one who massacred everyone. 11 gets a little lightheaded and passes the fuck out.
Oh! Somebody! Oh! He needs some milk!
Papa tattoos 001 onto a child, while Nancy watches. Turns out it's Vecna haunting Nancy. He runs out of the room to see the rest of the scientists completely fucking massacred, and begins ripping boards off the door like she's a zombie from Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Vecna tells Nancy that it's not her time yet, and shows her his construction drawings for Hawkins. She comes to, and Steve is nearby to catch her when she falls. The Demi Lovato Gorgon is seen rampaging through the courtyard, trying to escape. Enzo and Murray interrogate Russians while Joyce and Hopper reconnect, but are interrupted when the Demo Michael Jordan starts to escape. It rips and tears through the Russian soldiers like it's a Demogorgon. They hear screeching and find one being experimented on, and Hopper shoots the fucking thing in the face, or at least where its face would be. They find the same mist that was used at Fetty Wap's concert is sealed away in a room. After being resurrected, 11 walks up to Nina and carefully lifts it, showing she's got her funk back. Jonathan and his group continue on the road, while Mike expresses that he's scared of losing 11. Will hands him a drawing of the boys' D&D adventures, and tells Mike that it's commissioned from 11. He explains to Mike that he is the heart of the group. He tells him that 11 will always need him. Papa investigates after the massacre. He explains to 11 that he found her in a coma. Vecna is back. As Papa helps 11 reclaim her lost memories, Nancy explains to the group that an army is coming to Hawkins. Max connects that Vecna's clock always chimes 4 times, and Lucas mentions 4 kills plus 4 gates equals the end of the world. Dustin concludes that Vecna is 1 kill away. 11 sees the group discussing how to bring down Vecna. If he's in his paralyzed state, they can attack. Max can be the bait, but Lucas isn't about that. 11's now worried that her friends are going to get killed while trying to defeat Vecna. Eddie and the group steal an RV and arrive at the Army surplus store where they run into Jason and his squad. As 11 expresses her concern to Papa, he tells her she's not ready for this fight. Vecna's been undocumented for years, and his power levels could have increased 7-fold. Owens disagrees and argues that their time to fight back is now, and 11 prepares to leave the facility, not even saying goodbye to Papa. Steve tells Nancy about his plans for the future, having 6 kids, a house, a boat, yada yada yada. Lucas tells Max that they need to find the 4th kid that went to the counselor's office. But that 4th kid is Max. Max tells Lucas the only way she defeated Vecna before was because she remembered her past. After successfully escaping, Hopper makes Yuri fix a helicopter while Enzo helps the group make a call to the States to get in contact with Owens. Enzo explains that this isn't like America, and the KGB will be listening intensely to their calls. As the boys try to find out where the facility is, Jonathan stops the car and they look at the map, while Lyle gets high as fuck and looks for Nina. He finds dirt tracks that have military tire imprints on it and informs the boys. As Owens is on the phone with one of his agents, the line gets cut off, and he's ambushed by military personnel. 11 walks through the facility, walking back up to Nina, falling right into Papa's trap.
You triggered my trap card!
They lock her in a room with Nina, while Papa explains that if 11 retaliates, it'll only be the end of her and her friends. Papa manipulates 11 by saying Henry is manipulating her. As 11 exposes Papa and attempts to leave the facility, he sedates her. 11 nearly kills Papa, but she's knocked out before she can do anything more. The group preps for battle against Vecna when 11 wakes up and a collar's around her neck. The military finds the facility, ripping through its security personnel, looking for 11. Lieutenant Colonel Sullivan enters the facility completely aura farming, and soon after finds and interrogates Owens. Papa and 11 leave through a secret exit, but Papa's shot by a sniper, leaving 11 completely defenseless. Just as the sniper team's about to kill 11, Jonathan and the boys pull up, buying 11 enough time to force the helicopter team to crash land. She embraces Mike and Will as they leave to head back to Hawkins. 11's collar's deactivated, giving Papa his final moments of redemption. 11 slowly approaches Papa for a final confrontation. Papa says that he's proud of 11 and that she's family, but she doesn't forgive him and she leaves him to die alone.
Oh, that's cold.
11 says everyone in Hawkins is going to die if they don't get there in time, but Hawkins is 2,000 miles away. Erica, Max, and Lucas are dropped off at Victor Creel's house, kicking off their mission to take out Vecna once and for all.
All right, people, this is it. The big one. The 2.5-hour beast. The finale of Stranger Things Season 4. The piggyback. If you thought Papa had your heart rate spiking, buckle up because it's chaos from the very start to the finish.
Please remain seated and keep your arms and legs in at all times.
We kick things off in Russia, where Hopper and Joyce are finally breathing the air that doesn't smell like Demogorgon and vodka. Yuri is working on his helicopter, but sabotages it before giving it to the Americans. Joyce reminds Hopper about the date at Enzo's, and Hopper jokes about the dream meal: double breadsticks, lasagna, and a fine Chianti.
I'd like to eat her liver with some farver beans and a nice bottle of Chianti.
She asks if he's been dreaming about anything else, and boom, they finally kiss. But of course, peace never lasts long in this show, and the phone rings. It's one of Dr. Owens' people telling them that Owens is unavailable and that 11 and the kids went off to fight some evil in Hawkins. Joyce instantly connects the dots that those particles in the prison are part of Fetty Wap, and if they destroy them, maybe the kids will have a shot at taking down Vecna.
That's me, because I'm committing crimes with both direction and magnitude. Oh yeah!
Hopper, Joyce, and Murray head back to the prison while Enzo stays behind to make sure Yuri's busted-ass helicopter gets fixed. When the team gets to the prison, the whole place is an absolute bloodbath, and Hopper decides to go full-on Rambo. He lures the Demogorgon while Joyce and Murray watch helplessly on the cameras. 11, Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Lyle cook up a plan on their own to protect Max from across the country. When Vecna attacks Max, he'll be inside of her mind, so 11 is going to piggyback into Max's head to meet him there. The only problem? They need a float tank, and who else but Argyle knows where to find one. You'll never really know what he's going to do next. That's right, the most intense battle in Stranger Things history is about to go down in a freezer full of pepperoni and pineapple.
Back in Hawkins, everyone splits up to execute the plan, Operation Hellfire. Max and Lucas will bait Vecna, then Erica signals when they're in position. Dustin and Eddie will distract the demo bats, while Steve, Robin, and Nancy go in for the kill. Over in the pizza shop, Eleven's getting prepped for a psychic war, while Jonathan and Will have a rare brother-to-brother moment. Nancy, Steve, and Robin are trekking through the woods of the Upside Down when Robin starts panicking about being lost, so of course she runs off and leaves Steve and Nancy alone. Steve tells Nancy that dream he mentioned, the one about the 6 kids, Yeah, that was about her, and she looks at him like her brain was just short-circuited. Robin pops back in telling them that she found the monster's house. At the same time, Lucas, Max, and Erica are holding down the real Creel house. Erica's outside waiting for the signals, but this creepy Hawkins dad from the town hall spots her and calls Jason, the human migraine of the season. Inside, Max and Lucas are waiting for the cue. As they make plans for a movie date, Erica sends the signal for phase 2, Max baiting Vecna. She tries calling him out, but he's not biting, so she gets real with it. She tells him he was right. She did want Billy to die, and she's drowning in guilt. She begs him to take her away. Lucas looks horrified until his voice changes. Vecna taunts Max and says she'll be the final sacrifice, the one that breaks the world. With Vecna successfully baited, that cues phase 3, Eddie Munson, Guitar Hero. Metallica echoes through the Upside Down as the demo bats flee Victor Creel's house for Eddie's trailer. Now that's a real Guitar Hero. Things start to go sideways fast as the vines in the Creel house wrap around Steve, Nancy, and Robin, choking them out. In Russia, Hopper's pinned down under a demodog, fighting for his life, and Jason and his team crash the Creel house, making everything 10 times worse for Lucas and Erica.
Eddie and Dustin retreat inside, but the demobats break through. Dustin yells that it's time to go and starts climbing back to the real world, but Eddie hesitates. He looks at the rope and cuts it. Dustin screams, and Eddie just smiles, straps on his spear, and says he's buying more time. He grabs his bike, rides straight into the swarm, and leads them away. This time, instead of running, he stands and fights. Back in Max's mind, Vecna's got her cornered in the gym. He pins her to the wall, raises his clawed hand, and just when you think it's over, 11 shows up with Randy Kyle Orton and throws him across the room. As he gets back up, he easily overpowers her and sends RKO into a pocket dimension. He takes 11 to the Red Storm house and starts monologuing, telling her Papa was weak, and she made him what he is. He was the one who found Fetty Wap. He shaped Fetty Wap into the Mind Flayer. He's not serving Fetty. He created him. He's been the puppet master all along. 11 tries to fight back, but Vecna is too strong. He lifts Max into the air, breaking her apart piece by piece. 11 thrashes around on the table, and Mike yells for her to fight back. He finally tells 11 he loves her. His words break through. 11 finds her strength again and blasts Vecna off Max, just as Hopper and Murray start torching the monsters in Russia. Hopper challenges the Demogorgon and decapitates it with a sword, showing that these fuckers aren't as invincible as once believed before. Vecna screams, and the vines release everyone. The demobats drop dead, and Dustin scrambles to find Eddie. Steve, Robin, and Nancy grab their weapons and head for the attic where Vecna awaits. It's time for flambe. Throwing Molotov cocktails and spitting flames at him, Nancy rolls a nat 20 and blasts Vecna out of the house. For a second, it feels over. Vecna's body disappears after Nancy blasted him from the second floor. However, Max ends up passing away in Lucas's arms, which then creates and rips the biggest hole into Hawkins, sealing not only the town's fate, but the world. Jason gets torn in half as the final gate rips open Hawkins like it's a bag of pizza rolls. The fourth gate has been opened, and this only marks the beginning of Vecna's reign. Dustin finds Eddie bleeding out and holds him in his arms. Eddie smiles through the pain and mentions to Dustin that he didn't run away this time. He tells Dustin he's got to look after his little sheep for him. His final words are that he graduated as he passed away in Dustin's arms. Rest in peace, Eddie Munson. Freak, legend, guitar hero. 11 uses her powers, though, even after Max passes away to bring her back. But now she's in a coma, and Hawkins is cracked open like a fault line straight to hell. A few days later, news gets out and it's covered up to be an earthquake. Eddie's gone and still painted as the villain, but Dustin finds his uncle and tells him the truth. Eddie died saving them all. Robin finds Vicky at the volunteer shelter and starts to hit it off with her, using Steve's advice. The band finally gets back together and everyone exchanges hugs. Nancy and Jonathan express gratitude, but distance toward each other. 11, Mike, and Will visit Max in the hospital where they meet Lucas. He explains she was dead for a full minute, but a miracle brought her back to life. As they all look at 11, she touches her hand and searches for Max, but finds nothing and no one. Hopper shows up at the cabin and embraces 11 after their long time apart. They joke about their shaved heads, and for a second, everything feels right again. Then the air changes. The sky darkens. Ash starts falling like snow. Will touches the back of his neck, and there it is. Red lightning cracking over the horizon. The Upside Down is merging with the real world, and the end has just begun.
Okay, here's the elevator. We can take this down to the garage, grab the van, and get the fuck out of here.
Perfect. That'll give us time to wrap up our Dead Smoke radio rating breakdown.
Your what?
Our Dead Smoke radio rating breakdown. We rate each season out of 100 points across 10 different categories, each scoring up to 10 points. Then we toss it on our Dead Smoke radio tier list and see where it pitches the tent.
Well, what the hell are we waiting for? Let's review this bitch. Story and writing, 10 out of 10. Season 4 delivers storytelling at its absolute peak. Every character arc comes full circle, and every line of dialogue feels deliberate. Whether it's building tension, deepening emotion, or planting the seeds for season 5, the writing balances multiple storylines without losing momentum, weaving grief, sacrifice, and hope together into something that feels both epic and deeply human. It's rare to see a finale that ties everything together this seamlessly, while still leaving you hungry for what's next.
Horror and atmosphere, 8.5 out of 10. The costume design for Vecna is fucking amazing. The upside-down presence grows more threatening, and the design of the gate ripping open through Hawkins is sick, in a gross and a cool way.
Acting and characters, 10 out of 10, because every character is firing on all cylinders this season. Max delivers her most emotional arc yet, Eddie becomes an instant fan favorite and my personal favorite, and even the side characters level up. Nobody's slacking, everyone brings the heat.
Direction and style, 10 out of 10. The Duffer Brothers went full cinematic with these final episodes. The pacing, camera movement, and visual composition all carry the weight of a blockbuster film rather than a TV show. Each scene feels like a carefully orchestrated moment, from the fiery chaos in Hawkins to the quiet, emotional pauses that give the story its heartbeat. The direction transformed nostalgia into art, combining horror, heart, and heroism with the masterful control of tone and atmosphere.
Sound and score, 9.5 out of 10. Not only does it perfectly capture the 80s retro feel, but the timing of the music's beat adds such an emotional weight to the story that it makes you feel like you're there with these characters fighting against Vecna.
Rewatchability is 10 out of 10, because this season has 0 slow episodes. Every rewatch hits just as hard. I've watched it 3 times already. There's always something new that you catch, a clue, a detail on the upside down, a joke you missed. It's addictive.
Impact and uniqueness, 9.5 out of 10. Season 4 doesn't just end a chapter, it cements Stranger Things as a cultural phenomenon. The finale hits like an earthquake, reshaping the emotional landscape of the entire series. From Eddie's legendary guitar solo to Max's haunting arc, the moments here have stuck in pop culture far beyond the screen. The only reason it's not a perfect 10 is because the show leans on some familiar beats from the past season, but even then, it reinvents them in ways that hit harder than ever.
Stoner appeal, 9 out of 10. Anytime I saw Jonathan and Lyle on screen eating pineapple pizza, it made me super hungry for some pineapple pizza. There's just one problem with that. I don't have any pineapple pizza.
Scare factor is a 9 out of 10 because Vecna brings a real horror to the show. The kills are absolutely disturbing. The tension is brutal, and the way he stalks his victims with his mind curse is straight up nightmare feel.
Fun factor, 10 out of 10. Despite the heartbreak and chaos, this finale is a ride from start to finish. It's edge of your seat tension, goosebumps, and holy shit moments all rolled into one. Whether you're screaming at the screen, laughing at classic banter, or just vibing to Metallica and the Upside Down, it's pure entertainment gold. Stranger Things has never been more fun, and Season 4 proves why it's the show everyone can't stop talking about.
And that's been our Dead Smoke Radio rating breakdown, sticking our final score at 95.5 out of 100 for Season 4 of Stranger Things. This season expands on the hype and gets you more excited than ever for what's coming to Hawkins next in Season 5. Now it's time to pin it on our Dead Smoke Radio tier list and see where it hangs.
With a score of 95.5, Stranger Things Season 4 places at the top spot in our tier list, giving this season the Hall of Flames S tier.
We've made it to the garage. Before we enter the code and leave, we've got a special segment you won't find on any other horror review channel. Oozing out from the smoky vault of Dead Smoke Radio, Dead Smoke Radio's declassified stoner survival guide. Feeling a little too drunk? Running down the street yelling at an old lady to touch your body? You're in luck! Dead Smoke Radio's come up with a few survival tips to help you keep your distance from Vecna's influence. Today's survival tip number 8. Before fighting off the forces of hell, make sure you have not only your snacks ready, but your guns too. You never know when Vecna and his army might get the munchies for a couple hundred rounds of 5.56 and a few 9-bangers.
I got my Halloween Oreos, some chalky Moo Moo, and 300 rounds of Mike and Ike's. I'm over-prepared for the apocalypse.
You may have survived today, but now your studio is ours. Run away, little sheep. The clock counts down your final hours.
That's been our recap of Stranger Things Season 4. We've got plenty more recaps on the way, but next week we're covering Thanksgiving as part of our Dead Smoke Radio Thanksgiving special. Stick around. Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 1 recap is coming to Dead Smoke Radio on Friday, November 28th. I've been your host, the Hash Smoking Slasher. Remember to leave a thumbs up, comment down below, and share the fear.
And I've been your host, the Phantom Hater. Be sure to hit that notification bell. We'll be releasing full episodes every Friday at 6 p.m. on YouTube and Spotify. Check out our Discord for exclusive content and catch the bonus scares on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at Dead Smoke Radio.
It's been a fucked up ride, Dead Smoke. We'll take the studio back, but for now, we need to stock up and prepare for our final fight with Vecna. Stay tuned, stay spooky, and remember, the smoke never clears.